is Nina Perez, and this is Memoirs of a Fat Girl, going from FAT to PHAT in real time. PHAT is pretty healthy and terrific, or as PJ says, it's physically healthy and terrific, because that is what I am going for. Yesterday, he had my big behind crawling up on a wall backwards, okay? How's somebody supposed to do that when you carry 90 pounds overweight? But I did it. I don't know how I did it. Literally.
Oh, wow.
Like I had my hands on the ground.
Funny.
No! I wish I was. He said, come on, you can do it. I literally had my hands on the ground and had to climb my legs up the wall backwards while I pushed my hands forward. I can't believe I did the eggs. That was my face right there. You see that face? That was my face. So, I don't know. Backwards Spider Woman. I don't know what that was. Yeah. But if you've missed any of those episodes, go ahead and click below. Make sure you click subscribe, click that little like, and the bell notification so you don't miss a video. That was episode 78. So if you can catch 78, I don't even know if I've uploaded it by the time this video is on, but maybe you can catch it 78. You'll see my big behind crawling up a wall backwards. Okay. Anyway, so my son loves eggnog, like loves eggnog. So what I wanted to do was, I'm sorry. Yes, let's introduce him. This is Ernest Etienne. This is my son. He really likes eggnog. And so I am trying to find different ways of doing what I love, right? So my son Ernest and I actually worked on some great recipes that you should watch. So what did we make? We made pumpkin stuff.
Oh my god, a bunch of pumpkin
stuff. Pumpkin pie, which was awesome.
Pumpkin pie.
Yeah, that was really good. And then we made a pumpkin
stew.
Oh yes, the Thai curry.
The Thai curry.
Yeah, oh, that was so good.
Really
and then
good.
we also made your pumpkin seed butter.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
yes, and he loved that pumpkin seed butter because we have we had this like container of watermelon seed butter from 88 Acres. If you guys haven't tried it, you have to try it. It is so good. He should know. He ate the whole thing. I ate like a little bit, said try this, and then it was not. So we're gonna make a keto eggnog, and the reason that we're going to do it is because we want to enjoy the holidays and still enjoy our meals and still enjoy having fun with everybody without keep packing on the pounds and the calories. It is known, I think, that through the holiday, people gain between 12 and 20 pounds depending on how bad they get.
Yeah.
You know, which is pretty serious. And that's probably why most people start January 1st, because they know they done ate up the whole town between now and the new year, right? So I have convinced Ernest to come on here with me, and so we can make this but keto style. I hope it's good. I've never done this.
I haven't had eggnog in a while. Like, it's been a minute.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So Ernie, the first thing you're gonna do is in here you're gonna put in eggs and egg yolks. I'll give you the measurements of everything down below so you can go ahead and see that. Also go onto our website. We got some. Right? Yep. Go put that all in. Also go onto our website. We have a lot of t-shirts and aprons and hats and all kinds of stuff with like great sayings. We also have a boot camp, and I just uploaded the calendar. I'm starting to upload the calendar for that. So you can choose a class that you want to go to. It is limited because our space is limited, but there are boxing bags and the bags, right? Yeah, boxing bags or punching bags, punching bags. There's a huge real size ring, boxing ring in there. There's like spaces for us to do all kinds of like crazy boot camp stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, go on to memoirsofafatgirl.live, go to boot camps, and you'll see the link right there for you so you can join us if you are local. Okay, but you have to sign up because it is first come, first serve. You don't sign up, you gotta wait for the next class.
Better sign up, y'all.
Yeah, well, you did it too, and you're very fit, and you found it to be challenging, right?
Yeah, but it's a different type of.
Yeah, it's a different kind of workout. But what I'm saying is that they're gonna benefit out of it. It's not something like you're coming.
Even for me, I'm not used to that, and it was a lot for me too.
Yeah, and I've been doing a lot of them, and we're on episode. At this moment, when we're recording this, we're like on episode 79. We're gonna be doing 79, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, and we did it yesterday in 28-degree weather.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
He wasn't having that. He's from warm weather. He's like,
I wasn't there. No.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start beating these eggs until they're nice and light, and then we're gonna add sugar slowly. Okay, so we'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, it got really light in color. So now we are going to add the sugar. You just do a little at a time, Ernie, as you are starting the machine. Okay, so I want to show you this. really quickly, without doing that, of course, and show you what you want to see. What you want to see is kind of like a ribbon. That's what you want to see. That means that all of the sugar has been beaten. And if all the sugar is beaten now we're going to make the actual milk base that is going to go into this to temper, and then we're going to put everything back in the pot. All right, Ernie? Okay. So what you're going to do is coconut milk. So we'll do the coconut milk. We have 4 cups of coconut milk. And pop it in there. Let me just turn this on real quick. Back up for a second. There we go. Perfect. Okay, go for it. So the coconut milk goes in.
Okay.
Beautiful. Then your coconut cream. And the reason I'm using coconut cream is because usually for an eggnog you use milk and heavy cream or heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
And because I cannot have cow milk, this is why this is going to be keto, but it's also dairy free. In the keto one, you can use heavy cream and you're fine with that. I just can't. All right, so we are warming that up. Here's a whisk for you, so you can just whisk the lumps out of that.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna add all of these different spices.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just let it warm up. You can just slowly do it. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. So then in here, we're gonna add our vanilla. We got some vanilla here. And then this is nutmeg and cinnamon. You can put that in. And then we're gonna add just a tiny bit of salt. But salt is a beautiful thing to contrast sweetness, because sometimes if something is too sweet, it's not enjoyable, right?
Right.
I mean, you've even said that yourself, like, whoa, that's really sweet. Even though you used to have a really big...
I used to have a big sweet tooth.
Yeah.
I was like, remember? I was like 200 and something pounds at like 12 years old because I was eating honey buns.
And those little juices. Remember those little quarter juices?
Quarter juices.
They were like in little plastic. They looked like little plastic barrels, and they were like these little juices. And I would find he would get those at like a bodega in our area where we lived in New York, and he would come home almost every day with a warm honey bun. I ain't gonna lie, I miss me a warm honey bun. That's for true. Real.
I can't even eat them now.
No, it's so sweet.
And I don't even know how it's able to eat. And I ate like 4 of them. It's not like, she might maybe have seen 2 wrappers, but I ate like 4.
And you know what?
On top of Reese's Fast Break bars. Oh my God, I love those. And then
I forgot about those.
Yes, you can hardly find them. When I find them, I grab them like right away. And then and
this is fat people talk right here.
And the top pop sodas. I don't know if you remember the top
of course
pop
I
sodas.
do.
They're like the 50-cent whatever. So I made it like my life mission to try every flavor. So I would have one like every day.
That's your life mission?
Yeah, like my life mission is to try every pack of Skittles. Every time there's a new pack of Skittles, I have to get a pack of Skittles. Although I can't really eat Skittles anymore because they're so sweet, but for some reason I made this pack to myself when I was a teenager, and now I still keep doing it. So
in here we have that egg mixture. So Ernest, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this like this.
Hot enough?
Yeah, it's more than enough. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do slowly is I'm tempering the egg. So what we do to temper is you take the egg mixture and you take the hot milk and you put it in slowly. And what you're doing is you're tempering the eggs to come up to the temperature of the milk. Once that's all combined and put together, then we put that back into the pot where we cook it just until 165 degrees, and off the pot it goes, and it is done. We mix a little bit of rum. I mean, it is it. And then that's going to go into the fridge for about 4 to 5 hours or 2 to 3 days, however you decide if it lasts. Eggnog has never lasted in my home. Just saying.
That's true. Especially with me around too. I don't think it's gonna last.
So I'm gonna go ahead and temper this, and we'll be back. Okay guys, so we have finished mixing it and tempering the eggs, and it's beautiful. It's nice and fluffy. It's still, it's nice and it's getting creamy, which is nice.
Yeah.
And so what we're gonna do now is gonna put that, Ernie, be careful because you got it. Yeah, there you go, you got it. Oh, you got it?
Yes.
We're gonna put that in here, and it's probably, look at that. Look how creamy that is. Ah.
Yes.
You're on camera doing that, and I'm leaving it. All right, so Ernest is going to stir this for a little bit. It's going to go up to 160.
Ooh, it's looking good.
It's going to go up to 165 degrees, and when it does, we are going to turn it off, put in the brandy, and then we're going to just stir it, and goes into the fridge. We got to wait, Ernest. We gotta wait 4 to 6 hours to taste it. I actually like using cinnamon sticks in here, but I don't have any. So that's why I used a ground cinnamon. But I usually just throw in the cinnamon sticks in there even while it's cooling because it just gets through. Oh, it's so good, right? It's nothing like real cinnamon. Yeah. So good.
I mean, ground cinnamon is real cinnamon, but...
No, I know, but like, you know, something about having that just sit in there, you know?
Yeah.
But we are gonna go ahead and continue to stir this. We'll be back to show you the temperature. We're gonna show you how to test it to make sure. So the back of the spoon, you put your finger through the back of the spoon, and actually, I can do it, well, it's too soft now. See how it is? So if I do that, it's still gonna leak over it, so that means it's not ready. So he's gonna continue to stir. We're gonna get to 165, take it off, and off we go. We're gonna be making another recipe today. So please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you do not miss a video. Very important. I am Nina Perez, your host. This is Ernest Etienne, and we are here to just keep giving you really great recipes that you can use throughout the whole holiday season. All right, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and strain it because it does look like it has a couple little lumps, and I just want to make sure that it's not, you know, we're not drinking egg, right? So here we're gonna put in. Did I turn that off? Yes. We're gonna put in some brandy. This is just some regular brandy. I like apple brandy, but that's just regular brandy. And then we're gonna strain it just to take any of the little, because I see tiny lumps.
Yeah.
And that's okay, that happens. That happens if the egg gets cooked too quickly, which probably is what happened because this little mechanism here makes everything super hot, and so you have to try to adjust. But that's okay, we got this. All right, so this is gonna go, let me just make sure this is clean. Yes. Okay. Pour that in, be careful, do you need, oh, yes you don't.
I don't.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and keep stirring this and get all of these lumps out, and then it'll be nice and smooth, and then that's gonna go into the fridge. So I know you probably don't want to sit here and watch us do this process, so we'll be right back.
You don't want to watch this?
I don't think they do. I don't want to watch this. So then we're gonna go ahead, and that's done. This is gonna have to now go into the fridge. It's gonna cool, like I said, 4 hours, or at least for the next day or two. It gets thick, and then when it gets nice and thick, we'll put this in like glass jars or something. But I'm gonna leave it here so it's a little bit wider space. It cools down a little bit easier. And I wanna use this for a cheesecake bar, an eggnog cheesecake bar that I wanna make. So we're gonna let this cool down so we can use that for that recipe. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, so me and Ernest are actually going to prepare now to cook a second video. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, people. Don't forget. We are gonna make, what are we making? Pumpkin something.
Pumpkin, oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh, pumpkin bars.
Pumpkin
bars. That's what we're making.
With the cream cheese frosting?
We had so much pumpkin, and we still have like maybe 3 or 4 more cups of pumpkin. I'm thinking about making pumpkin scones and like a pumpkin soup or something. We have to do like a curry pumpkin soup would be good.
We gotta do something.
We have to do something. We have a lot of pumpkin.
Do something.
He bought this ginormous pumpkin. I told him, he went pumpkin picking. I said, honey, just bring back a pumpkin. He came back like this. Oh, Mom, look, I got a pumpkin. It
was like an average pumpkin. But
that was not, and that was a pumpkin that ate an average pumpkin. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. Don't forget to go on memoirsofafat-girl.live. Please subscribe to our newsletter. Also, go on there and look at our boot camps. Also, visit our shop.
Oh, our shop, yeah.
We have a lot of great things on there. There are a lot of cool sayings and so on. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Nina Perez, your host here. This is Ernest Etienne, just bringing you some knowledge, just dropping some knowledge on you as he's cooking. Thank you guys. Until next time, fat out. You know what? This is a good example of like, just let that sit for a second. This is a wonderful example of self-talk and what we do to each other, actually. You know, making promises, making vows, talking bad about yourself, you know, speaking down, things like that really do affect you mentally. I mean, I believe in straight talking, right? So to me, you know, when I say, oh, you know, yeah, this is Memoirs of a Fat Girl, and they're like, oh my gosh, you use the word fat because I have a lot of fat on my body and I have to get rid of it. That doesn't mean, right? I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm fat shaming anybody. It just is what it is. And that's okay. It is okay to speak things the way they are, right? I mean, at least that's how I live my life. Yeah. I look at things in the eye, grab the bull by the horns, and then I deal with the situation. I don't fluffy it or cover it up with sugar, although I like sugar. I'm a sugar addict. But, you know, that's just not how I operate. And so this show is created because I wanted to make sure that I gave people resources, tools, ideas, tips, and encouragement to change their life. Because I was talking to my son yesterday about how I am pretty much a go-getter. I do a lot of things. He even said to me, Mom, do you sit for a second? Yeah, like I am constantly moving. He actually came downstairs yesterday and pulled me from creating my website because of course I do that too. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize the time. I say all that to say that we are procrastinators for the things that are important but we don't feel like facing. And one of the things I was very procrastinating all my life about was my weight. And it's because once you deal with it, dang it, I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to look at it and go, shoot, this is a serious problem. I am pre-diabetic. I'm the borderline of being diabetic. I have inflammation around my heart because of the foods that I've been eating. And they cause inflammation in my body, which started to affect my heart. I'm only 48 years old. I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon. And especially when it's something silly that I can change. Like that is so silly to me now. It wasn't always because I ignored it. But now I really realize, wow, I'm being very, very super silly by not taking care of my health.
Right.
You know?
And that's a good thing about this like whole cooking show too, because cooking is probably one of the best ways, if not the easiest way, to like learn how to lose weight, because there's so, you know, like I know we eat at these fast food restaurants. I'm sure everybody, you know, we all have our, you know, idea about them. But even with regular restaurants, like they use, you know, when you go to these fancy restaurants and stuff, like they're not so worried about your health. They're worried about the flavor of the food. So what gives us flavor? Fat, oils, things, sugars, salt, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, it's almost like a double-edged sword, because it's kind of like, you know, you prefer to go out to these restaurants because it's a higher price, but the quality of food is better than something that you would get at, like, you know, at a fast food chain restaurant or a diner or whatever. But then at the same time, that doesn't mean that it's a healthier alternative.
That's absolutely
you know?
True.
And so one of the best ways that I was able to lose a lot of my own weight was because I was able, when you're cooking, you can control what you're putting inside. You control how much oil you're using. You control how much, you know, because like even now when I go to restaurants and sometimes I see this food and it looks so good, I'm like, wow, this looks so good. And then you kind of let it sit for a little bit, and then you can see kind of the oil start to separate from the sauce.
Kind of like when you get a pizza, right? And the oil comes up to the top.
And you're like, holy cow. Like that's what we're ingesting, you know? So it's kind of like, you know, it's a you know, when you start to, you know, get yourself out of that and really start to kind of delve into the world of like kind of taking ownership of what you're putting into your body, it's like you start to be really aware of like all these, you know, even when you're buying you know, like it's probably better to make your own eggnog versus buying eggnog from the store.
Oh yeah. Well, they have a lot of guar gums and thickeners and stuff.
And it's more the
more
preservatives.
Sugar, the preservatives.
And it's more the preservatives,
serious,
you know. And there's lot, and even though they're FDA regulated, there's a lot of things, you know. Like for example, if you have citric acid, which you can get from like, you know, lemons and things like this. But if you get citric acid and you combine it with sodium benzoate, which is a really popular
preservative.
When you mix them together, when they get mixed together in your body, they create a byproduct which is called benzene, which is highly carcinogenic. So it can cause like a lot of cancer in your body. And since our diet in America is like really high sodium and heavy salt base, sodium is how your cancer cells thrive, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're eating so much salt, and now your body is more acidic, you know, than it should be, and then now you're taking these preservatives that are carcinogenic, you're like, it's a recipe for disaster.
Wow.
So you just have to really be aware of, like, so I don't know, I'm sure not all of y'all are cooks out there. I wasn't a cook at one point in my life either, but you know, I think this is something that is really, you know, it can be really enjoyable and really fun, and it's also you can be really creative.
And you can make alternatives, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you guys how to make things alternatively.
Right.
You know, we don't have to do like a full eggnog, right?
Eggnog without milk.
Right.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, and without a lot of sugar either. Without sugar, actually, sugar alternative. You know, but it's not sugar. Right. So